Chief of Army Staff reiterates commitment of Nigerian Army towards protecting the territorial integrity of Nigeria against all forms of aggression. And a passionate appeal goes to the national leadership of the APC to reconsider Cross River State for the office of National Women Leader, just as the party inaugurates a 191-member campaign council for the upcoming governorship election in Kogi State. And federal government adopts concrete technology to give facelift to federal roads across the nation, guarantees 50 years durability. Hello and welcome. This is Panorama and I'm Zenret Dingmon. We begin with President Bola Tinubu has directed the recall of all career and non-career ambassadors from their duty posts worldwide. The president's directive is sequel to his careful study of the present state of affairs at Nigerian consulate offices and embassies worldwide. And in line with the president's renewed hope agenda, the president is determined to ensure that world-class efficiency and quality will henceforth characterize foreign and domestic service delivery to citizens, residents and prospective visitors alike. Special advisor to the president on media, Ajuri Ngilali, notes that the president further directs that Nigeria's United Nations permanent representatives in New York and Geneva be exempted from this total recall in view of the upcoming United Nations General Assembly holding later this month. By the directive of the president, the recall of the affected officers takes immediate effect. The Nigerian Army will remain professional, disciplined and committed to the Nigerian project by protecting its territorial integrity against internal and external aggression. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taoreed Abiodun Lagbaja, gave the assurance while addressing troops of Sector 2 Joint Task Force Northeast Operation Hadinkai Damaturu in continuation of his tour to the Northeast Theater of Operations and Army formations in the country. Mustafa Yusuf reports.
The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taoreed Abiodun Lagbaja, arrived in Damaturu, the Yobe State capital, via Maiduguri. In line with the military tradition, the Chief of Army Staff then inspected the Guard of Honor mounted by soldiers of Sector 2 Joint Task Force Northeast Operation Hadinkai Damaturu. Addressing the troops, the Army Chief stated that his visit to the Theater of Operations in Northeast is to reassess, revigorate, and ginger troops fighting Boko Haram insurgents in the region. General Lagbaja, who took note of the challenges the troops are facing in prosecuting the war against enemies of the state, gave his commitment to do more to address identified operational impediments.
And I'm back now to go around the theater, especially the sector headquarters, to listen to briefs from the commanders on the ground so that I can appraise the challenges that confront them and address them quickly in order to make the formations and units of the Nigerian Army deployed in the field to be more effective and bring about the desired stability.
A strategic engagement between the Chief of Army Staff and Yobe State Deputy Governor Idi Bode Gobana at the Government House Damaturu centers around the need for enhanced synergy to mop up remnants of Boko Haram terrorists in Gaidam general area and other areas with sporadic incidences. In Damaturu, Mustafa Yusuf Musa, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the federal government says it will strengthen support to military institutions to enhance training of personnel and build requisite capabilities to respond appropriately to the nation's security challenges. Minister of State for Defense Bello Matawali said this at the passing out parade in honor of batch 34 trainees of Nigerian Navy Basic Training School on Near River State. Kingsley Amajiri reports.
After 6 months of intensive military training, these 1,863 trainees have officially joined the service of Nigerian Navy as ratings. Much, no doubt, is expected from the ratings to contribute to national security given the quality of training they received. The minister notes that President Bola Tinubu recognizes the efforts of Nigerian Navy to protecting national assets commending the institution for the content of the training the trainees received.
With 1,800 and something trainees that has passed out today, it's a testimony that we have the capacity. All we need to do now is to encourage the Nigerian Navy and to provide all necessary support to the Nigerian Navy and other military in order to come to this region and fight these economic saboteurs.
From the silent drills, armed combat, unarmed combat, to raid operations, the trainees displayed the knowledge gained and their readiness to serve the nation. In Port Harcourt, Kingsley Amajiri, NTA News.
On the way from security, the Minister of Works, David Umahi, has expressed the commitment of the federal government to prioritize all federal road projects in Nigeria with the use of concrete technology that will make the roads durable for the next 50 years. He stated this while on inspection of the ongoing Akure-Ado Dualization Road project in Akure, Ondo State, as part of his working visit to federal roads in the southwest geopolitical zone. Toyin Batire reports.
The Akure-Ado Road has been in a deplorable state for many years now, but 3 months ago, respite came the way of the road users with its flag off by the federal government as rehabilitation work has since commenced on the dualization project, which is expected to go up over 90 billion naira. The Minister of Works, David Umahi, during a stop on the road, said that the project is already marked down for concrete design layout as against the asphalt design layout that was originally planned, which according to him aims at giving the road a durable lifespan. The minister was also at the Ondo State Governor's office, where he was received by the acting governor, Lucky Ayedatiwa, and other executive council members, where he said that prioritizing federal roads at this time became imperative for national growth. Umahi promised that the present administration will not leave any federal road unattended to, as it is a new beginning in critical infrastructure development.
Let me put it on record that the bitumen imported into Nigeria in the 50s and 60s were of much better quality than what we have today. And so we have a lot of problems in our hands. And that's why we encourage us to introduce a concrete road requirements.
The state is in their need of immediate attention of the federal government so as to ameliorate the suffering of our motorists traversing our beloved landscapes.
The Akure-Ado Dualization Road project is expected to be completed within 24 months. In Akure, Toyin Batire, NTA News.
A collapsed fence as a result of rainstorm has claimed the lives of 4 young siblings in the coal camp area of Enugu. Chimaroke Ugu reports that the children with their widowed mother resided in a structure said to be approved for poultry farming.
The tragic incident occurred at about 4:30 on Friday evening, following the collapse of a fence on the building as a result of heavy rainfall. The 44-room building houses many, including a recently widowed petty trader and her 6 children. Only 2 of the children currently receiving treatment with her in the hospital survived.
The excess of the rain now affected the fence, our own fence. Then the water from the other building pulled down our own fence, then and smashed the building, our own house, then which affected children inside their room. Then the 3 girls and 1 boy could not come out alive.
My sister had 6 children, and as I'm talking to you now, 4 children are dead.
Both the fence and the building situated in a valley are visibly poorly constructed and unfit for human habitation. In Enugu, Chimaroke Ugu, NTA News.
To political matters now, Cross River chapter of the governing All Progressives Congress has passionately appealed to the national leadership of the party to reconsider the state for the office of National Women Leader. Major stakeholders of the party from the state made the appeal during a peaceful protest to the party's national secretariat to call for the return of the office from Edo to Cross River State, being the only South-South state with a sitting governor.
It has always been between Cross River State and Akwa Ibom State. But this time around, our tenure has not even expired. You understand? Our tenure is still on. So we are praying that the party should look into it and give us our slot back from Cross River State.
The delegation also speak on the appointment of Niger Delta Development Commission as it pertains to the state.
The nomination of a PDP member that fought us during elections, that the nomination should come from the PDP to represent Cross River State in NDDC board. What is meant for us should be given to us.
The stalwarts pledged their continued loyalty to the supremacy of the party as always and commended the exemplary leadership of the president and party chairman in the country. Meanwhile, inauguration of the Kogi State National Governorship Campaign Council for the APC held in Lokoja has 191 members sworn in by the party's national chairman, Abdullahi Ganduje. He tasks the members to work diligently to secure victory for the party in the upcoming November governorship election in the state. Correspondent Salman Ayedin reports.
The gathering of APC chieftains and stalwarts from across the country in Lokoja, the capital of Kogi State, underscores the significance of the official inauguration of the members of the Kogi State National Governorship Campaign Council of the All Progressives Congress, APC, for the November 11 governorship election. The delegation from the National Working Committee of the party was led by the national chairman of the APC, Abdullahi Ganduje, comprising 191 campaign council members who represent a diverse range of professionalism, experience, and perspectives, and united by their shared commitment to the party's structure and ideals. The council is chaired by the governor of Ogun State, Dapo Abiodun. The governors of Lagos, Niger, Kaduna, Benue, and Kogi states will serve as co-chairmen. The council's primary objective is to ensure victory for the APC and its governorship candidate Usman Ahmed Ododo in the November polls in Kogi State.
So with this brief, I now formally inaugurate the National Campaign Council for gubernatorial election in Kogi State.
The national chairman of the APC, Abdullahi Ganduje, charged the campaign council to conduct issue-based campaigns and collaborate with all stakeholders to secure victory for the party.
Let me assure you, with the caliber of this campaign council, we will provide everything that you need, all the resources and logistics that we have to do in this election.
The Kogites believe in APC, believe in my leadership. And of course, the product we are marketing is already a sellable product.
This is a done deal, I can assure you.
They expressed confidence that the party's candidate will win to build upon the legacies of the present administration in the state. With the inauguration of the council, the campaign is expected to commence in earnest in preparation for the election in Kogi State. In Lokoja, Solomon Ayedehi, NTA News.
Now, a team of INEC-registered civil society organizations and consultative partners have urged INEC to ensure that results of the off-cycle elections in Imo, Kogi and Bayelsa states are viewed on its portal directly from the polling units in real time, in line with the Electoral Act of 2022. Kenneth Nanim reports.
INEC has scheduled November 11, 2023 for the Imo, Bayelsa and Kogi governorship elections to guarantee credible polls in the three states. The CSOs are urging INEC to maintain the integrity of the voters' register, efficient operation of the BVAS machines and timely deployment of logistics, especially in the riverine areas. The group is also raising concerns on the conduct of security agencies and other stakeholders before, during and after the elections and urged INEC to prosecute those found culpable.
We encourage every eligible voter in Bayelsa, Kogi and Imo states to participate in the electionary process by ensuring that they have their PVC handy and come out en masse to cast their vote and be counted. Vote buying is a cancer trying to destroy our democracy. We therefore implore you, voters, to say no to vote buying and no to vote selling.
Applauding the gains recorded in the previous elections as a result of ICT deployment, the concerned groups urged stakeholders to discourage violence and support judicial reforms that will further improve Nigeria's electoral processes. Kenneth Nanim, NTA News.
Inclusivity in governance has been identified as a veritable way to address the yearnings and developmental demands of the people of the FCT. This is the leadership model that the member representing Amak Buhari Federal Constituency, Chinedu Joshua Obika, is adopting to bring effective development to the people. This he revealed at the first Amak Buhari Indigenous Youth Summit in Abuja. Abdullahi Ajia reports on the interactive session.
In this hall are youth representatives from the 5 ethnic indigenous people of Amak and Buhari area councils of the FCT, interacting with the member representing Amak Buhari Federal Constituency for a vision-driven leadership devoid of parochial sentiments that most often becloud human and material development. The convener of the first Indigenous Youth Summit says this is to lay a foundation pathway to work for the people as a leader who wants to listen to the demands of his people.
I deemed it fit that the first thing that I have to do is to interact with them, to put a platform where they can listen to me. This time is not politics. To tell them the needs, why we should work together, and to tell them the areas that I think that I will be able to do something that will better their lives.
Speakers who took turns to discuss critical issues around youth development and opportunities re-emphasized total emancipation and well-being of the youth through the provision of quality education and employment opportunities.
We must put in place means to educate the children. Our youth need education. The only factor we need to, live side by side with Auto Nigeria is to be educated.
The idea that it has this summit, do not just see it as a small idea. By tomorrow you will see other people in different states copying what he's doing.
We talked about employment for the youth, empowerment also, and being inclusive.
The legislator said a constituency office has already been opened in order to interface effectively with his constituent, with more projects inside. Abdullah Hajia, NTA News.
Let's take a break now. Panorama continues in a moment.
The Council of Our Fathers.
I will urge and advise our younger generation to use talent and brain to sort out problems, not arms.
Nigerian youths, let's build our nation.
My advice to these young people is please do not take us back to those harrowing days. You probably do not know what it is.
I believe we have fought one civil war too many in this country. So those who experience it will run away from it.
Nigerian youths, let's build our nation together.
Thanks for staying with us on Panorama. Bayelsa State Governor Senator Doye Diri has commended members of the state caucus in the National Assembly for their commitment to ongoing efforts at resolving the Opunembe crisis in Nembe local government area in the state. Governor Diri made the commendation while playing host to the state caucus of the National Assembly led by the chairman, Chief Fred Ogbedi, on a solidarity visit to the government house, Yenugua. Fred Owefi reports.
The visit of members of the PDP National Assembly caucus is part of efforts towards bringing a lasting solution to the lingering security issues in Opunembe and neighboring communities in the local government area.
totally condemn what happened, and we came to console him over those that were killed, were maimed, over the invasion, and also to express our solidarity with.
The governor stressed the need for stakeholders at both state and the national levels to work closely to ensure that Bayelsa remains peaceful and stable ahead of the November 11th governorship election.
And the intriguing bit is that we have a joint security task force stationed there in Nembe. And so if there is any further security issues, we expect Abuja to synergize with the state so that we will be able to arrest the situation.
Fred Wifie, NTA News.
And Governor Hope Uzodinma has promised to give automatic jobs to first-class graduates from tertiary institutions in Imo State. He made the promise at Alvan Ikoku Federal College of Education, Owerri. Faith Igwilo reports.
Governor Hope Uzodinma says the offer of automatic employment to graduates of any of the tertiary institutions in the state who bag a first-class degree or in the alternative is aimed at rewarding academic excellence among students in the state.
Automatic employment or postgraduate scholarships, depending on the one the student will prefer.
In her address, the Provost, Alvan Ikoku Federal College of Education, Dr. Stella Ngozi Lemechi, acknowledged the institution's 6 decades of providing quality education.
The remarkable efforts of our amiable governor, distinguished Senator Hope Uzodinma, CON, in achieving the milestone. His unwavering commitment and political sagacity have not only restored our university status, but also laid the foundation for a promising future.
In Owerri, I am Faith Igwilo, NTA News.
The Sports Minister seeks collaboration with stakeholders for sports development. These are more with Olalekan Kilajolo on Sports Update.
Minister of Sports Development John Eno has promised to give attention to all sports as he directed all sports federations in the country to submit a detailed report of their operations to his office. This was at a meeting with stakeholders in the industry in Lagos, where he sought collaboration for the development of sports in Nigeria.
If it's going to depend on me as Minister of Sports Development, I'm going to be transparent and I'm going to be open and I'm going to be clear and communicate.
In football, Nigeria Premier League defending champions Enyimba will square up with the Moroccan side, Wydad Casablanca in the first round of matches at the inaugural edition of the African Football League. The Nigerian side were drawn against the Moroccan top side in the draw conducted on Saturday at the Confederation of African Football in Cairo, Egypt, as Simba Sports face Al Ahly, while TP Mazembe will meet Esperance and Mamelodi Sundowns battle with Petro Atletico. The new continental tournament is set to begin on 20th of October and is expected to run for an action-packed 4 weeks. In the English Premier League, defending champions Manchester City continued their impressive form, recording a 100% start to the season as they hammered Fulham 5-1 at the Etihad on Saturday to make it 4 wins from all available 4, making them the only Premier League side to do so. Meanwhile, Everton secured their first points of the season after holding newcomers Sheffield United to a 2-2 draw, as the same scorelines of 2-2 was also recorded between Brentford and Bournemouth. On Sunday, it will be a derby as Arsenal host Manchester United at the Emirates. And finally to tennis, former world number 1 and British tennis player Andy Murray has revealed that he won't play at this year's Davis Cup after crashing out of the ongoing US Open. Murray lost to his old rival Grigor Dimitrov 6-3, 6-4, 6-1 inside the Arthur Ashe Stadium, the court in which he won his first Grand Slam title in 2012. Murray, who is ranked 37, has not reached the last 16 of a major since resuming his career after a hip surgery in 2019. With sports updates, Olalekan Kilajolu, NTA News.
And that's it on Panorama today. Thanks for your time.